We bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. We keeps it cool in your house, I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes. Mark's hating on his fans. Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lions. Household a dangerous alliance. I am an diamond like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kofi. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Podcasts these days. This is Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and you are listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakon House and my man Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Haha. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Con and Hutch, ready to give you that work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know. We guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. When, ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that work, round the clock. You guys all ready know what it is. Oh yes, the director's in the building. Me and Hutch about to kill him. How you doing, bro?
What a question, man.
Tell me about
what the hell? How? Okay, I'm doing fantastic, swell, dandy, just skipping along, trying to live my life, man, and rolling with the punches, and just trying to survive, brother. You know what I mean?
That's right, man.
And just,
trust me.
you know what? Watching things happen. But I'm here and still smiling. I'm still finding things to laugh at. I've done my best to, smile a lot today. And you know what? Hopefully we can bring a few of those to the people that's listening here.
I'm hoping, man.
But I'm hoping so, man. We're gonna take our shot. We're gonna shoot our shot, because you always got to do that, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm actually not alone, man. I got somebody riding shotgun here with me. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and volley it over to the homie Drake Kennedy, reporting live right here again, riding shotgun on my very couch. So yeah. Drake, give it to him, brother.
Well, I'll tell you something, brother. I'll tell you something, Mean Gene.
Always good to have Drake back, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there, man. Doing about as good as we can be doing, considering the circumstances, of course. But we don't just have him, though, either. We have another returning guest here, and that is Miss Fabulosity, Miss Kayla K. How are you doing?
Oh, you know I'm doing. Just trying to stay fabulous as always and spreading all that to everybody else.
I know that's right.
It's contagious.
Man, oh man,
that's right. That's how we do.
Man, that's not the only thing.
Ooh, I don't know if that was bad.
No, but first off, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about here. So
really, I hadn't noticed.
Man, that's why I'm kind of glad we got a whole little group discussion going here, so we got a little bit of time. But there's something I need to get ahead of here, and before we really jump in and sink our teeth into the elephant in the room here. So I put out something on social media, and I was let me prefix that with this. We almost did not do this podcast because I was actually really interested to watch Monday Night Raw with the empty arena and with the news that had been revealed earlier in the day. I really wanted to sit down and watch it and see where they went. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I sat down to watch it, and I saw that they had decided to replay the Royal Rumble from January. So I put something on my social media, which is my opinion, and I said, Raw is replaying the Rumble match again to kill time. Just ended until this Corona thing is contained. It's truly sad. This is truly sad. So, people perceived it as me being negative.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair. That's fair.
Right.
Because you can't really interpret things over messaging like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just to pepper in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Context can be lost when it comes to messaging and texting because there's no emoji out there that can give context. So, again, that I'm glad that you're going to have this verbal platform to be able to get said context out there.
For sure. When I said that,
continue.
when I said that, man, it was sad for me because I wanted to see the continue of the build of the stories, like what they did. Did you see Edge's promo before they went to the Royal Rumble? His opening promo when he came out.
I did, and I absolutely loved it. I
thought it was great.
I put out a tweet about it.
Did you?
And yes, I did. And to just talk about put it over. The Edge has always been great, but this is just a damn good reminder as to why. And I actually was going to expand on that, and I'm glad I'm getting to do it verbally here, if you don't mind.
Please go ahead.
This could potentially have been an opportunity for talent to shine in a different way.
Yeah.
Because crowd or no crowd, Edge got your attention in that room.
He sure did.
In that empty room. Why? Because he commanded your attention through the camera. He worked every single camera there, and everything he said felt real.
Yep.
That was a fantastic promo. And you want another example of that? Roman Reigns' promo on SmackDown in said empty performance center is to this day one of my favorite personal Roman Reigns promos because it felt real. It felt genuine. This unique setting, if you ask me, could be taken advantage of because if you're a damn good performer in the ring, because as you know, in wrestling, you need to be able to communicate, your character. What better way to sell that character than in an empty room? Yep. Because if you can command that camera and you can command those people's attention, I'm going to go ahead and say it, sitting, stuck in their homes right now, you can make some damn good characters. And I think there's a certain other brand out there, AEW, that's going to potentially take advantage of that this Wednesday.
I agree. I agree with that.
I think, and I could be wrong, and you know what? I'll come on here because, again, I have no problem admitting I was wrong because I was wrong about this whole damn thing going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Totally wrong. So I could be wrong about this too. But I may be saying this out of hope because I want a distraction. But I think everybody on that brand who's willing to show up to this show Wednesday is going to do their absolute best to give us a unique interpretation of wrestling in this time.
I agree. I agree with that.
Or they might run a lot of their kick-ass matches as filler that's already been done as well. I don't know. But that's my take on that.
For sure. But my point
a little bit of a rant, but yeah, back to you.
No, you're fine. But my point of saying all of this is that if they're not going to utilize their time to build the stories towards WrestleMania and they rehash old matches, I don't want to see it. And that's all I meant. That's all I was saying. I was not mad. I was not angry. Anybody who's listened to this podcast knows that I have, when WWE's good, I'm all for it. I love WWE when it's good. And I was willing to give this empty arena thing a chance because I think that it is a different interpretation on professional wrestling. But you know how it is, man. On social media, people came and they attacked me. You know what I mean? And
they assumed you meant the worst.
Exactly. They assumed that I meant the worst when I did not. My whole point
Right.
in saying what I said is that if we're not going to, especially in WrestleMania season, and I understand the circumstances, totally get it. And maybe that's one of the main reasons why it was misinterpreted, because, you know, people were thinking that I wasn't taking in consideration the fact that, I mean, face it, I'm just going to say it. We'll talk about it. But, yeah, the whole coronavirus thing, you know, and there's limited people that's available at the Performance Center. I get it. Not everybody's there. Maybe not everybody wanted to come because they don't want to contract it. I get it. But my whole point in saying it is that it is their prerogative if they want to replay this year's Rumble match. It's fine. It is fine. My opinion was I didn't want to see it. I wanted to see what they were going to do with the empty arena and how they were going to build towards WrestleMania with the news that broke, and we're going to talk about that. It's if my name is on it, if my name is on it on social media, it's not a fact. It's an opinion. And I just didn't want to see that match rehash. I wanted to see something fresh. Do I understand? Yeah. Do I understand that they're putting out content, that they need to put out content, and they're working with what they've got considering the circumstances? I get it. I do. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the WWE. I'm not mad at anybody. Once I saw that they were doing the Rumble match again, they were showing the Rumble match again, I checked out. I tuned out. That is my prerogative. That's my perspective. And it's my perspective to put that on my social media. And it's their perspective to reply to it if I put it out there to be, you know, broken down and thrown back in my face. It's their perspective. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna budge on it, you know? It doesn't mean I'm gonna oh well, maybe I should sit down and watch the Rumble match. You know, maybe I should sit down and watch the Rumble match to support these, you know, guys and girls and everything, and I do support them. Let's not sit up here and act like I haven't supported independent professional wrestling or the big leagues or whatever go back and listen to the old episodes. I don't got to defend myself on that. But
check the resume.
But the point is that if they're going to show me the Rumble match, if they're going to spend however long the Rumble match spent and use that time to kill time on national television because they have to fulfill their contracts and they have to put something out there, that is fine. Bro, I don't gotta like it. I don't, and I didn't. And you know, I and there's people that came for me on the comments, and it's something that Hutch has said here, and he's, you know, caused a shitstorm over on Twitter. Check that episode out. I wasn't even trying. Jeez, that was was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Jeez, yeah, that was just recent, and you wasn't even trying. But my point is, I
just gave an opinion.
Exactly, you just gave an opinion. I didn't, and like I said, there's people that felt differently about what I said and how they perceived to me that I said it. But am I mad at them? No. Do I hate them? No. It's not like that, man. Like, I am 33 years old, an adult. I have 3 kids. I don't got time to sit up here and argue with somebody on social media and then be like, oh, well, I hate this person. Oh, I'm going to delete them. No, I'm not going to delete you. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to do any of that. We disagreed. We decided that we were not going to come to terms and agree with each other. And we can move on and we can be adults, man. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. There's no reason to really dig more into that than what I did. But I just wanted to get ahead of that and say that that's my opinion. I put it out there. I'm not deleting, you know, I'm not going to delete the post. I'm not going to change my mind on it. I'm not going to hate on anybody or show anybody any sort of disrespect because they feel differently or they, you know, thought that what I was saying was perceived to be one way when it was a different way. I'm not going to do any of that because that's just not how I get down, man. I didn't like it. I turned it off. And I put something out there about saying I didn't like it. Period. Exclamation point. That's it, bro. That's it, Hutch.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man, and I'll go ahead and this is my take on it, because as you know, and this really is not wrestling related, but I had my own little altercation on social media earlier today as well. that was quite well, you saw it.
Oh yes, I did. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah,
that's a totally different thing. I'm not going to burn time here on that because he's really not worth the oxygen. But
No,
I don't even want to put him. I don't even want to put him over like that. So I'm going to keep it pushing.
No,
but
for sure.
but yeah, back to what you're saying. I salute WWE for giving fans the distraction.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I will say personally, I also checked out as soon as I saw the Rumble was on, because I'm like, I enjoyed this the first time, but I personally don't need to sit and watch this again.
Yeah,
but
for
was
sure.
I
That's all
upset?
I'm
Was I
saying.
upset? Am I going to sit and bury them for it? Nope. I salute them for, giving us this little hybrid thing that they're trying to do. And the fact that they're going to, we'll get to the other stuff later. But yeah, I'm glad that they're doing it, because if it helps people distract themselves from what's going on, good.
Sure.
Good. And maybe there's some people out there that don't have the network that didn't get to watch it.
Yep.
There's
good. That too. Absolutely.
By all means, check it out. It was a fun match.
It was a fun match.
This Rumble was good, and it set up WrestleMania very well. I am not upset with the content of the programming either, but I also chose not to watch. But is that me saying, fuck you, WWE? Nope. Just like that's not what you meant. Again, context is lost when it comes to debates on social media, and it's okay to disagree, ladies and gentlemen. Again, mostly gentlemen, because there's, again, a fucking sausage fest as far as our listeners go. We may have a few girls that listen, but, and whatever. But, yeah, it's okay to disagree with each other. It's okay to have a difference of opinion.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's really all I got to say on that as well. So
that's it. I mean, there's really
I'm going to chime in real quick.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, shit.
So
Buckle down.
I was already going to try and throw out the positive aspect. So I was just saying, reiterating like what Mike was saying, that the people that maybe they don't subscribe to the network, or that maybe for whatever reason they missed that Royal Rumble, or just for whatever reason just wanted to see the build-up again for the WrestleMania, that would be interesting. But I want to throw this out to you, Aaron, specifically, that you guys aren't just every Joe Schmo anymore. You guys have opinions. Your guys' opinions, although they are that, a lot of people think that you have to be that you got to go with the majority of the crowd. So if it doesn't happen, of course there's going to be people there that take it the wrong way, and may or may not. All you got to do is don't keep it pushing.
Yep, I agree. I mean that's very well said. I mean, there you go.
That's all you really can say, man. That's all you really. I mean, that's it, man. Last thing I'm gonna say on that is I said what I said. So
right. I mean, and that's you. You put your stamp on it, and I mean, and that's it. That's it. But we're still cool. We still love each other.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, there ain't no hate, guys. I said what I said, and I don't hate any one of you, and it's all still cool, man. It's all still cool. But one thing that's not cool is this crazy corona thing going on. It's affecting our everyday lives. It's affecting how we live our lives, how we take in our entertainment. The NBA has canceled. MLB's not starting up. NHL is canceled. And, while everybody else is canceling, and this is another thing that I will give to WWE, WWE is still going on. They're still going out there and putting on shows. So with that being said, the big news that we have to talk about is the news that dropped just a couple hours ago, that WrestleMania is still going to be held, but it's going to be held in the Performance Center. They're not going to Tampa. It's not going to be a big grandioso event. Man, this is huge. This is huge. And this is another reason why I wanted to talk about what I talked about first with that comment, because what I'm about to say next is really how I feel. As a fan, this is crazy to think that WrestleMania is not going to be held as a huge massive event. It's going to be held in the Performance Center. As somebody who's now on the other side in the business, it's sad. And the reason that I say that it's sad is because it's going to be a lot of money lost, not just for the WWE, but for all the independent wrestling promotions that go and be a part of WrestleMania week and WrestleMania weekend. This is unprecedented. I feel awful for everybody in the business, in the indies, the promoters, the talent, everybody that was booked. Everybody's canceling flights. Everybody's losing out on opportunities that they've worked their whole life to get to. It's, from that perspective, this is one of the saddest things I could think of since I've entered this business. And I mean, do I still think they can put on a decent WrestleMania? They have the time to figure out how they need to play towards the camera and how they need to do this and do that and change the nuances to where you're not playing to a crowd, you're playing to a camera. And once again, like Hutch said, guys, I think that they're going to do it. I think that AEW is going to really set a cool standard for how you're going to look at this different perspective of wrestling. Do I still think WWE is going to put on a good show for WrestleMania? Sure, I do. And am I going to sit down and watch it? Absolutely, because I totally want to support.
Mm-hmm.
Am I sad for all the indies involved in this? Absolutely. Hutch, where are you at with this thing, man?
Oh, man. I mean, you really, encapsulated everything with that. I'll lead with this. If you can, I know times are tough, but if you are in a position to do it, support your favorite independent wrestler by, going to their pro wrestling tees and buying their merch. If they're selling their artwork online, follow them on their Twitter. They may have a Patreon, because there's some people that, this was their full-time job. And as Khan said, WrestleMania, that's their WrestleMania. To get booked during WrestleMania weekend, one, that's just a hell of a booking and possible, being in the eyes, of somebody, because I'm sure there's always talent scouts out there. So, I mean, it's WrestleMania weekend, right? So, they're going to, so, I mean, again, there's a lot of opportunity there, and I'm sure a lot of money as well. But again, more so opportunity. And again, just to have that taken away due to circumstances far beyond their control is just nothing short of heartbreaking. And you just hate to see it, man. It's the ripple effect. Everybody's affected. But one thing about wrestling, though, is it on life support right now? Yeah. But it's not dead.
Yeah.
Wrestling has always been here for us. Think about it. What was the first show that gathered after 9/11? It was SmackDown, was it not?
It was. Yep.
Wrestling has always been there for us. It may not be there in the full capacity, that we come to enjoy it, but it's still there.
Yeah.
And we as fans need to continue to support that the best that we can. And even if we choose to not to bounce back to what we were talking about, because again, we're not dwelling on it. Even if we choose to not watch stuff that we've, been entertained by before, we still don't hate that.
Yep.
So, and again, I really hope AEW does something special on Wednesday because they're in a really prime spot too. And regardless of what it is, I'm not going to nitpick it because I said this on Twitter as well. Anybody who actually sits and bitches about this, and Khan, I know you did not. But the people who do, and I've seen it on Twitter, you're petty and you're greedy for that. Because there's people that still taking their time to try to give you entertainment.
Well, yeah, man, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
like I said, my only thing was, circling back to that real quick, I just didn't want to see a replay. That's all.
Right. That's it. But yeah, Mania. It's funny. Vince McMahon. I'm not sure if you heard about Vince McMahon. As we know, he's a quirky guy.
Yeah.
Vince, from what I gather, multiple people have said this. Vince McMahon does not believe in sickness. He does not believe in being sick. Somebody may want to do a wellness check on Vince McMahon because I'm sure he's probably fucking furious about all this.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure he's yeah.
But think of the money they're losing. They feed themselves, and again, I feel bad for Tampa and all the money, the revenue that they were going to get from the tourists coming in.
Yeah.
But man, if it wasn't for that Saudi money, boy, oof, WWE would be in a spot.
Man, for real, it'd be rough, bro, because they are losing a lot of money, man, and it's rough, bro. This is a rough spot to be in for everybody involved. Everybody.
Yeah, it's hard. Drake, you got how are you vibing on this, man? I mean,
yeah,
I know
where you at
we
with
were
this,
sitting here
Drake?
talking about it.
It's just it's weird. I feel for everybody involved, talent. I mean, even like little things. Look at Drew McIntyre's finally getting his WrestleMania moment. There's going to be people there to see it.
Oh my God.
We waited so long for McIntyre to finally get it, and here we are. I mean, he's getting it. It's still Mania.
Yeah.
Everybody's still going to be at home watching. I feel like it's just, it's going to be like MTV's Unplugged, but WrestleMania. It's like Nirvana was Nirvana in the 90s, but then they did Unplugged. This is going to be like WrestleMania on Broadway or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel for the talent and everybody, people in the company, and Mike and I were earlier before this call talking about all the loss in revenue Tampa was relying on for WrestleMania weekend. You can imagine everything with that. It sucks, but I'm excited to see what they do with it for sure.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be something different for sure, man. And like I said, my whole standpoint is everybody in the indies that's gonna be losing out on opportunities, on money, on the experience. This is some people's first ever Mania week that they've been to, that's entered this business. Guys, I know Hutch already said it, but I'm saying it again, man. Go, any of these independent wrestlers that you've watched and seen and loved, just like I have, just like Hutch has, just like Drake has, they're losing out on income, guys. They're losing out on income. Go to their Pro Wrestling Tee store. Buy some merch, help them out, because this is literally people not getting work. And if you don't know where to get a wrestler that you've seen, or even if it's a wrestler that you've heard on this show, give me or Hutch or Drake their name, or if you don't know their name, give us a description of them. We will try our best to point you in the right direction, so you can go and get that merch, go and help these people, these men, these women that are in the business, that cannot work, that are being deprived of an opportunity to go in there and not just do what they love to do, but get paid to do what they love to do, which is something on a different level. So we want to help these talents out. If you guys are listening, any of you guys in the business are listening, give me your information. Inbox me, inbox Hutch, inbox Drake, whoever, anybody in the squad, Docs, Miss Fabulosity. Give us the information, and we will push that information out there the best way that we can. I'm seeing posts on social media. I'm sharing it. I know Hutch is too. I've seen him share some things. I'm being dead serious right now. We want to help. We want to help in any way we can.
And I'll say again, it's not a lot of followers, but I'm like, and I'm not even saying this to brag, but I'm just letting everybody know I don't have a huge outreach on Twitter, but I do have like right at 700 people following me right now. And I would be more than happy to put whatever you guys want out there. and I hope at least one of them, one of my followers throws in something. If it helps, it helps,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just hate
And
to
I
see
mean, I
it.
definitely don't have a huge following either, but I mean, we all have. Yes, we have a lot of the same following, but then we all still have the individuals who don't follow the other ones. So that means more people to be exposed to it.
For sure.
Yep.
That's a great point. That's a really great point from Miss Fabulosity. And yeah, this is, like I said, we want to do what we can, guys, to help out and try to make the best of it, because this is what's going on right now in the world. It's insane. It's unprecedented. And you know, I'll be you know what? Because of the circumstances, I'm gonna say this right now. That post that I put out earlier, if you're not vibing with it, if you didn't agree with it, that's fine. Considering the circumstances with everything that's going on, I stand behind what I said, but I hope we can squash it. I do. I mean that with everything, because I hope that we can just squash it, because with everything going on, it's got to be more about togetherness than being divisive, and I've never seen anything like this in my 33 years on this planet. And if this is the way it's going to be for the next few months, I just hope that we can all take away from this is that, man, tomorrow's not promised to nobody, and things can change at the drop of a dime. Just a week ago, I was on the table, calling a show, having the time of my life, living large and living my best life. Now, a week later, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So, we gotta take it more seriously, y'all. We gotta take it more seriously, because this stuff that's going on in the world right now, and that's affecting the sport that we love, professional wrestling, is insane. And Hutch, I know there's probably something that you want to say on it, so I'll just go ahead and volley it over to you, man.
Wuhan flu ain't nothing to fuck with.
Man, for real.
Look, guys. To quote Lance Storm, if I could be serious for a minute.
Yeah.
This is heavy. And this is, I didn't know if we was going to address this directly, but if you want to talk about it, I don't know who the hell let that big fucking elephant in here, but I guess we'll fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
This is heavy as hell, man. I'm somebody, I didn't think it would get to where it's at right now.
Yeah.
If you had told me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, no, it's not that bad. That's crazy talk. It's fear porn. It's fear porn on the media, and I think it's still that to a certain degree. But this is a lot heavier than that, and we need to take this serious.
Yeah.
We're at a very pivotal time right now, and sacrifices are going to have to be made by everybody.
Yeah.
And as you said, now is not the time to be divisive. We can have a difference of opinion, but we can't be divided from each other.
Yeah.
Because it's not this virus that's going to get us. It's a reaction to it that's going to get us.
Absolutely.
You have people fist fighting each other over shit tickets right now, right? You got people busting each other over the head with wine bottles. Why? You got people buying all this stuff in mass quantities for what? Because they're scared. We're all scared.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how this is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. But we just got to stay together.
Yep.
Because
Michael.
we're one in all this.
Yep. Yep.
No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, we got to stay together.
Yep.
So, this episode got heavy as fuck, didn't it?
Yeah, but
I'm just going to go ahead and
it's our
throw
duty.
in there, since it is heavy. It is extremely devastating to think of everything that's going on and the uncertainty of not knowing, like you guys said, what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't know what an hour from now brings. I'm going to try and go to bed, but let's hope that that's it. Hear me, that we all wake up tomorrow. I really hope that it doesn't turn into more hatred being spewed and fear-mongering turning into purging and, stuff that doesn't need to happen. There's so many people that I know that it's been shared numerous times on social media about think about the elders.
Yeah.
Because, it's obviously affecting them the most. And they can't go out and this stuff. And when the few that have, there is nothing for them to fight over because there's nothing left on the shelves. And if there is, you scavengers who went out there, and I don't want to just point fingers. Yes, I went to the store, but there was barely anything. You know what I mean? If you see somebody, ask them if they need help. Think about your neighbor or just the random person standing across from you, because they have a family too. They have people that love them as well. And this world is not going to benefit from all of us just spewing hatred and throwing fists and fighting over toilet paper. It's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not, guys. It's not. And really, once we get through this, because it's all gonna at the end of the day, yes, we're in a scary time right now, but we have to keep in perspective that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. When is it going to pass? We do not know. But once it does, we're going to look back at it, and I hope, I pray, whatever, that once we get on the other side of this, maybe people take things a little bit more seriously. Maybe we take the value of life more seriously. Maybe we love a little harder, maybe we do things with a little bit more passion and just live our lives like this is happening, like this is happening, but not because we're forced to do it, because we're understanding the value of life. We're understanding having this life is a privilege, because there are so many people that ain't got to this point. Hell, I didn't think I was going to see 25. I didn't think I was going to see 25, but here I am, 33, living my best life, and I try to live my life the way I want to live it, on my terms, and just try to push out positivity and love, and it always ends up coming back. But maybe once we get on the other side of this, maybe that could be the standard. I hope. I really do, because where we're at right now, when it gets to a point where restaurants are getting shut down, gyms, movie theaters, schools, whole cities are locking down. Hospitals. It gets to a point where it's like, this is a scary situation. But once we get on the other side of it, I just hope that we could be better for it, because if we're here and we're already here and this is what it takes, if you guys think that everything's funny and everything is a joke and this and that, after this, I really don't know what to tell you, because this needs to be a wake-up call for everybody. For everybody. And like I said, with everything going on, but because this is a wrestling podcast, WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania has always been a huge, grandiose event. And to be able to, and the way that we're going to see it in April is going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be once in a lifetime, because every WrestleMania I've ever seen in my entire lifetime has always been huge. Has always been a massive event with thousands of people. Now I'm going to see it in a completely different light. Drake, what are you thinking about that, man? About how this virus is affecting everything and how we're going to be seeing WrestleMania in a completely different light that we've never seen before.
It's really different. It's I think it'll be, I don't know, it'll be something to look back on in the future.
Yeah.
For sure. To see, it'll be something completely different. Man, I honestly don't know what to think about the decision. I'm really shocked that they're even doing it empty. My personal opinion was I thought they were going to wait and hold it off just so, you could get people in there, but I was wrong. I think everybody was, but I don't know. It's really weird. Ever since I've been born, I've seen every Mania. I mean, but it's something that's going to be out of this world for sure. I don't even have the words to describe it.
Well, I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
It's alien, really.
Yeah, it's going to be very bizarre.
Yeah.
So, obviously we've talked about the negatives that, with the loss of the money and the revenue and the experience that people get a deal. But I think in the very least, we could talk about the positives. At least they acknowledged that there was a worldwide epidemic. They didn't want to help, spread and contribute to that. So they made a tough decision. So definitely kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
I think that the performers and everybody in the industry can take this as the fact of, including fan base. You're, like everybody said, you're going to see it in a whole nother light. You literally will get to see a whole different view of the art of wrestling. It's like you've looked at the same painting all your life, and boom, you finally see it in a different light one day, based off of a different shadow or what it may be. So I think if we go into it with an open mind, I think it would be really good. It could help with the performers as far as figuring out new ways to be more creative or to help expand their characters or even re-fall in love with the reason. Because honestly, let's keep it real. Whenever they were doing it in the backyard, they didn't have fan base starting off.
Yep.
They had to keep with the passion. So I think although it's unexpected and it's sad for the case of what it is, I think that raw passion and that fight to want to make sure that it's still a good show will end up being, it'll be a good show to watch. It won't be one of those, I just wasted so many time just watching this for no reason. Like, no, I think it'll end up still being good.
I think so too. I think, like you said, I think we're going to see it in a completely different light. I think it's going to, it can really contribute in changing the way that we look at wrestling. It can contribute to the way a lot of people look at professional wrestling, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they do it Wednesday night. Both shows, NXT, but for me specifically AEW, that's going to be super interesting to me. And they're going to have to play to the camera more. Facial expressions are going to come a lot more into play. I mean, literally there is no fan distraction at all. The eyes when you watch a show are all on you, not anything else. You don't have the fans to react to things, so they can't pause the way that they normally do when the crowd's reacting. And because that's the nuances of professional wrestling. When you say something that is going to pop the crowd or get the crowd booing, you stop for a second to let them do it. There's not going to be any of that. It's going to be completely different than the way we've ever seen it. And for me, that's the reason why I want to see it. That's the reason why I want to watch it. That's the reason why I was so interested to see Monday Night Raw tonight, because that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how the dynamic changed. That's what it's all about, because it could be really good. It could be really good, and it has the potential to show us wrestling in a light that we've never seen it before, Hutch.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Con. And regardless if it doesn't all land, these, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, these shows will be looked back as truly historic. A unique time, a unique presentation, and the performers that they have there, have everything it takes to put on a quality, unique show. It is going to be, as I said, very bizarre. And it's funny that I do got to touch on this. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Maybe you guys out there can confirm, but I don't believe Vince was the one that tapped out on canceling Mania.
No,
it was the governor.
Yeah,
who shut
that's what
down.
It was. Yep.
So because that's Vince is, let's just say Vince has not canceled shows for other things.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it pushing from there. But yeah, man, I'm going to watch it as well. Again, in support of them, because they are giving it to us, because they do have some good stories. I think Edge and Orton is going to be really, really good.
Oh, it's fire! Yeah, I'm digging that.
And as crushing as it is to bounce back to what Drake alluded to, it's a shame that Drew McIntyre's not going to get his moment in front of the crowd, because again, he's that warrior, he's that guy. He's finally taken down Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Because I assume that's how it's going to go. But again, I'm here for it. I'm with it, and I got to support it.
Yeah, at this point, I think with everything going on in the world, I mean, it's the right. If you love wrestling, yes, you're gonna have your opinions on it. Everybody's gonna have their opinions on it. But at the end of the day, is it gonna stop me from watching WrestleMania? No, it's not gonna stop me from watching WrestleMania. I'm going to watch it and see what is going to happen. There's no way I'm going to miss how they're going to put this together. And for me, that almost made Monday Night Raw a must watch, because if me and Hutch are here talking about the latest news, what if they would have done something totally different on Monday Night Raw that we would have missed? And then, it's not like we can't throw another pot at you guys, because we love to do it. That's the thing. We love to do it. But we want to, I want to be as ahead of this thing as I can be, and try to take in all the information and all the content that I can, because at this point, it's going to be tough for us to do what we do, and try to entertain you guys the best way that we can. That's why I feel like moving forward, when we do episodes during this epidemic, we are going, of course, we know that the coronavirus is out there, and we've already addressed it on this episode in depth, but I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do what WWE has chosen to do. I want to do what AEW has chosen to do, and that is continue to entertain the people that take the time to listen to our show, that listen to our content, and utilize me, Hutch, Docs, Drake, Miss Fabulosity as escapes from this scary thing. So, guys, I'm going to be, we've got most of the crew on here right now, and I'll address it with the rest of them once we're done here. But as far as going in depth about the virus, I think we need to make a pact that we are not going to do that moving forward. What do you guys think?
That sounds good. I mean, the virus doesn't define us.
No, it doesn't. I don't want to go in depth about
Unity.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to go in depth about it like we already have. I want to entertain like we've been doing for 180 plus episodes. Hutch, where are you at?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly where I am as well. I was actually really excited to do this episode because, again, I've used the word distraction a lot, and usually that's a bad thing, because usually when distractions happen, that means there's some other weird shit's getting set up over here.
Yeah.
But again, a distraction is welcome, especially now. And kind of to expand on what you said. If we can possibly be that distraction for you guys, I can't say how happy I am to be able to do that, because I know how grateful I am at said distraction in regards to what wrestling has given me. So again, if we make you laugh and you vibe with what we say, or even if you disagree with what we say, if we occupy your brain space into thinking about something else other than this legit staleness that's going on right now,
yeah,
I'm absolutely happy to do it, and hopefully we can continue to do it. And yeah, we're gonna this is the last time we want to bring all this up. Going forward, we're just going to continue to do the kind of flavor that you guys like. Keep sipping on our Kool-Aid, guys. We appreciate it. We'll keep serving it to you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You are you on the same page there, Drake?
Totally down. Yep. Move on. Keep it pushing. Keep putting out quality content. Make people laugh, and then talk about wrestling. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, guys, I think that we've said all that we need to say on this episode, and we had some sprinkles in there from Drake and Miss Fabulosity, but guys, it was our duties to talk about this thing, and we did that. It is our duty as influencers, as entertainers, to talk about this, especially since it directly affects the sport that this podcast is all about, and that's professional wrestling. But in these unsure times, the best thing that we can do right now is wait this thing out and see what happens. And in the meantime, in between time, we're going to give y'all that work. So with that being said, we're going to call this a really great episode. I think that we should give them another episode at some point later on in this week. We're also going to be starting the mental match card that is going to be coming up. We're going to be doing that as a weekly special, talking about mental health, and I think that's going to help a lot of people out, especially in this time. So I'm excited to do that. Also, me and Hutch have been talking about a new segment on the show that's going to be really fun, where we're going to get really interactive and have some guests on the show, and not just guests but contestants, and we're going to expand on that. We'll be talking more about that, but I'm really excited to do that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And with that being said, I'm going to give everybody here opportunity to plug anything that they want to plug, as we do every single episode. And I'm sure Hutch will have something to say at the end, and I'll have something to say as well. So we're going to start with Miss Fabulosity. Go ahead and plug it.
You can find me on Twitter. It's Miss Kayla K, IYH, or if you just look Miss Fabulosity, IYH, you'll find that as well. And then just be a great person. Don't fight over the last thing. And keep it pushing with prayer and love and just unity.
All right. Nope, I agree with that. Pushing it over to reporter Drake Kennedy. Go ahead and plug it, bro.
If you want to come find me on Twitter, I'm on Twitter at Drake Reports IYH. Fuck you, Mike. I almost forgot, but I didn't. I remembered.
Why did I get heat? I'm not even looking at you. Go.
Love people, treat people with kindness, protect your clan and protect your friends, and look out for everybody and lend a helping hand to anybody who needs it. Make people smile and make people laugh in times like this. I think that's what people need. Wash your fucking hands.
For real. Wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Cover your mouth.
Wash your ass. Cover your mouth. But yeah, follow me at Drake Reports IYH on Twitter to follow random wrestling and dumb bullshit.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get with Drake, guys. No. Moving right along here to the cornerstone of commentary. Hutch, man, go ahead and plug it.
Thank you very much, sir. And you guys can follow me on the Twitter at Hutch IYH. Give me a follow, and I'm still pretty active on there, mostly tweeting about wrestling and, just trying to put out positive vibes out there. And that's, again, what this world needs. I'm also on TikTok as well. I don't know why the hell I have it. I'm addicted. I don't know why. I have a whole bunch of single moms following me. I'm kind of okay with it, but it's weird. But anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
Shut up, Kayla. Mind your business. Anyway, so yeah, you can follow me at the same handle, Hutch IYH. Join the single moms, I guess. But yeah, it's good vibes is what I can continue to try to put out there. Try to counter all the fear and all the hate, and you just gotta try to counter it with love. I know it sounds like some hippy dippy shit, but that's kind of what we need right now, and we need to accept this harsh reality that we're in and prepare ourselves for the worst and hope for the best, and cling to whatever belief it is that you have. If that's what gets you through it, awesome. And because we all need to, take our unique way. We're all walking this path together. It doesn't matter how we get to the end. It just means as long as we get to the end. And we are going to get through this. We just got to stay together in that. And I don't think this saying really means any more than it does right now. It doesn't matter who you are, period. It doesn't matter if you watch wrestling. It doesn't matter. We're one in all of this. And we need to stay that way, no matter what cards fate decides to drop on us. So stay safe, stay logical, stay compassionate. And I love you guys. We love you guys. Enjoy staying in your house, listening to In Your House. We love you guys.
We do, man. We do. Now, with that being said, we are one. One of the great slogans of this podcast from the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch, and it doesn't mean anything. It means more now than any other time he said it. He said it every single show that he has been on this show, and it doesn't mean as much then as it does now. Guys, just be together. Whatever happens, it's going to happen, but we will get through this. Wash your hands. For God's sake, wash your hands every single time. Use hand sanitizer. Stop taking the fucking toilet paper. Leave some for other people, for God's sake. And just be clean, man. Be clean, and whatever happens, if we're stuck in our houses for whatever time that we have to be stuck in there, just be with your family. Enjoy that time, because at this point, that's all we really can do. And just, like I said, it's hard to know what to say in these times, but like Hutch said, whatever you believe in, whatever it is, cling to that and just know that we will get through this. Keep hope alive, and just go with the punches, guys, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you guys that work just like we have been, and we want to do it. It's become the responsibility of this podcast that guys, we weren't expecting this. We've been doing it for over a year now, and we weren't expecting this type of responsibility to fall into our laps. But here it is, and it's our responsibility to give you guys great content, to give you guys a distraction from these unsure times, to give you guys information about wrestling, about wrestlers. And with that being said, for all the wrestlers that are affected by this pandemic, please give me your information. I will push your information on the show. Hutch will push your information on the show. We will highlight you guys. In fact, we will do a special I want to do a special segment for every show where we highlight one wrestler and put their information out there, where they can get their content, where you can get their clothing, shirts, whatever it may be, because we want you guys to be getting paid and have bookings outside of this. So that's what we're going to do, is have that as a new segment for the show, because we want to give back just like we've been doing. And yeah, guys, that's all I can really say about that. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to give y'all that work. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you guys. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up down the pipeline for In Your House as we continue to give you guys content, and we're going to push it out as hard as we can. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a freaking shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/In Your House. Get this work. Get this shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on with us. We don't want you to get gone. Just get on with us. Because the household, we're going to continue to go mighty strong. You guys have a great day. Great rest of your week. Wash your hands. Love your family. Peace.